Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm super, super excited about today's special guest. We got none other than hip-hop artist JoshSimmons, and we're about to talk about his amazing album, Demo. Josh, how you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. I'm on a vibe. I'm feeling good. I
Look,
can't
you
complain,
should after dropping that fire-ass album.
man. Yeah,
How
appreciate
you
it.
feel?
So,
Because I remember last time we talked, that was about 2 years ago, I'd say.
yeah,
You
a little
was
minute ago.
you was working on this for about 2 years, I'd say.
Yeah,
Maybe even longer. That I don't even know. How does
yeah,
it
here and
feel?
there.
How does it feel to finally get it out?
Honestly, bro, I feel like just a weight off my shoulders. Like, I'm just floating. You know what I'm saying? On my Prince
Sure.
shit. You feel me?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Do you feel that because nowadays when we see artists make music is they drop, some could drop every week, some could drop every month. But for you to take in between 2 years to create this, that tells me you really put time in and you can hear it. How important is that for people to realize, like, hey, bro, this not no like I drop a song a week. Nah, nigga, I put 2 years of hard work into this classic Drake, Kendrick, Cole,
yeah,
Kanye style, like the
yeah.
classic, like the rap superstar style, not the TikTok microwave
Wave
generation
music.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, for me, it's like, I always view myself as if I'm one of those guys. Like I'm on the same level in status. Well, maybe not popularity wise, but I know creatively, if you put me in the studio with Kendrick, you put me in the studio with Drake, I'm floating. We on the song together. It's a vibe. And it's like with me, I want my music to be, something that you can play next to the greats as well. So it's like, with some, not saying no names, but with some artists, you'll play let's say we vibing to, like you said, Drake and them and that, and we cut on your homie music, and then the vibe of the car change, and we all
stops
kind of,
completely.
so it's just like, nah, I want to be able to play my song next to Roddy
Yeah,
Ricch and all these other cats. So it's like, I genuinely feel like, we are in that time of like microwave music and this and the third. So it's like, if you heard Situation, like I'm gonna take my time just to make a statement. Another chick up
facts.
on my line. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, bro, I feel like, when you take your time and not rushing it, that's when you get the best product. You know what I'm saying?
100%. And see, I think it's interesting that of what you said about the vibe and everything. Let me ask you, because to me, when I hear this tape, it's like, bro, he put in the work, that confidence you said that you could stand next to him. And you talked a lot about this on this project. Was meeting Nip and rapping for him, did that give you that confidence?
Yeah. So
Because that
on
was a
like
very important point that you put out in the album.
a very pivotal moment. Oh, but
Yeah.
look, this ain't an album. This is just the demo. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so when
Yeah.
no, but see, I want people to know. I texted him and asked him, "Is this an album?" He said, "Yeah, this
Nah,
the
it's
album."
all good. I said, hey, that's my fault. You know what I'm saying?
Because I don't
Because
want
this
to.
the
I don't
thing.
like calling niggas projects the wrong thing. You know
Yeah.
that. And I
No.
texted you because we cool. I
Nah,
asked
facts.
you, and you said
Nah,
album.
exactly. I'm picking at you, man. But I treated
But
this as if
but
it
I get
was
what
an
you're
album.
saying though. I get what you're saying where this
Yeah.
is the demo, but you
Mhm.
treated it like an album. I
As
get
if
what
it
you're
was an
saying.
album. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Facts.
But
I just had
yeah,
to
I
get
just
on you because I was like, I'm not letting the fans come in the comments and say, look at you disrespect. No, he texted me, it was an album.
yeah, facts. Yeah. So that's me, y'all. That's all me. But yeah, so I guess I can say, not I guess I know that, that Nipsey situation as far as meeting him and rapping for him and everything was a very like pivotal moment in my life, you know what I'm saying? Because, during that time in 2019, I end up, losing my mom and my
I
brother
was
and
about to
things
say,
like that.
yeah, that because
So,
that literally, I remember when we talked, that might have happened like a couple months before.
fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of growth has been made since then, but at that moment, I was at one of the lowest that I know I've been in my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And just with me personally, no matter how life get and everything, I always just had vision, and I always would focus on the job not done yet. You know what I'm saying? And I was my family's like favorite artist and everything. So I always just kind of stayed with it regardless of how I personally felt, because I always seen the bigger picture. So that moment of meeting Nipsey and just like, performing performing in front of him and everything, and him just literally looking me in my eyes and telling me, hey, bro, you got it.
Yeah.
You just got to just stick with it. And I see it in you. I could feel it. It's your aura strong. You know what I'm saying? Just all the different things that he was telling me, little do he know, that's something that really just put a battery in my back, and I turned up. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it that's just something that just really stuck with me, and I can honestly say, that really did make me realize, and also like help me understand that, hey, bro, like, of course there's levels to this shit, but I'm the top flow boss.
Yeah,
I'm up
facts.
there. You know what I'm saying?
It's just about
So
getting that popularity up.
it's just about getting everything up, and
Yeah.
a sidebar. But like when I was in college, one of my homies actually told me, he was like, hey, bro, you already made it. You just got to let everybody else know that. Everybody else has got to get on board. You know what I'm saying? But you
Facts.
already made it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like just little things like that would always stick in my mind, and I would, if I'm looking at, I watch, I study the greats. I watch performances. I watch the interviews. I watch all these different things. So it's like, okay, if I'm able to do it in your mannerism, if I could rap a Travis Scott and Kendrick song and play the pockets and float and all the breath control and everything like you do it, now it's my turn. You done show me your hand. I know how to do that already. So
you
now
can't do what I can do. Yeah.
Now I got the upper hand. You know what I'm saying? So I just always just kind of kept that perspective, and always implement other and make my own little
And see, we're gonna get to that because I gotta ask you about that because I picked up on something early, but I'd be remiss not to, and I'm only gonna bring it up this one time just because I think it's very important to this particular part of the album. You talked about how much you grew from the lowest point in your life after losing your mom and your brother. I think the most important part of the album for anyone, if they're coming from the first, most important part of the demo, if they're coming from the first project of knowing your story is, and if they heard our first interview, to me, the most important part of the project was early. It's when it's the conversation that your dad has with you, and he's on the phone. How important was that?
Yeah.
And just talk to me about that moment, because I think that's the conversation after that the album changes, and it's like, okay, I'm done. Because see, I don't know if you did this on purpose. Before, it was very rapidy rap, the last project. You start off 2 songs rapidy rap, you have the conversation with your dad, and then boom, it turns musically.
Yeah. So with Till I Die, you know what I'm saying? That's the second track on the project. Till I Die honestly was the last song that I recorded for the project.
Interesting.
So for me personally, it's like I'm always creating. I'm constantly cooking up. I got the boards and everything full of, I'm always working. And I always, I'm one of those type of people that's like, all right, here you go. Wait, nah, hold on. Let me fix this. All right. Nah, hold on. Let me, I'm always learning. I'm always growing. I'm constantly evolving and growing, So just when I recorded this track and I had that conversation with my dad and everything, it just kind of like, it was that moment where I was like, yeah, that was kind of like that stamp, like, hey, it's done. Leave it alone. We there, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, like you said, like that was one of the last songs I made. So I had a lot of more vibes. And this song was more on that, like, I had to pop my shit one time, just
show him you can still rap. Because honestly, you really only barred him up for 2 tracks. The first 2.
Yeah, and then I gave y'all the vibes, you know what I'm saying? But so with Till I Die, it was really like just a pivotal moment and pivotal conversation, between me and my dad, because, things are starting to grow, things are starting to get bigger, and it's starting to, things are looking up and it's going up. So, and, my dad just been kind of, always been in the backseat, always been supportive, but now he's starting to, I'm having meetings with labels and this and that. He like, hey, son, it's getting real.
Yeah.
So I need you to understand that, hey, if JoshSimmons is a business now. This is an LLC. You got to move as a business. You got to, this, that, and the third. And him just really kind of like, just in a sense, just like, it was kind of that moment between me and him. Like, we look at each other and it's like, yeah.
It's time.
We both buckle in. Hey, it's time to ride.
Let's go. Yeah.
So
how important is he in your life? Because like I hear this and it's like, I can't imagine what you lost, but it seems like through that loss, you and your pops both gained something through each other.
Yes. So,
and that's just me from outside looking in from the album.
Course. Yeah, exactly. And and I feel like, with this project, from once you listen to it all the way
if
through,
you listen, you hear that.
You're gonna get to know me. You know what I'm saying? You'll get to know me and you'll get a feeling of me, a piece of me for sure. And I feel like, my relationship with my dad, of course, my dad's always been in my life, always been there, But, once I went to high school, my dad, he moved to Texas because, he bringing that bread home. He was at, working at a plant and everything else. And so, when you're in high school, you start smelling yourself,
Yeah.
and he wasn't, as physically present. You know what I mean? So,
No, for sure, because he working, yeah.
He working, and you gotta, hey, somebody gotta do it.
You gotta eat. So like, yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just kind of in that midst of time, I didn't understand that, and as I got older and, especially when, things hit the fan, me and you, like, we look at each other, my dad tell me, hey, you all I got. And it's like, I look at him and, hey, I'm all you got and you all I got.
Yep.
And it's like, the only thing that we can do is go closer. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's just like from that moment, and everything, our relationship has really just skyrocketed. And
that's beautiful.
That's my dog. I could call my dad right now and be like, hey, Pop,
what you love to hear that, man. Bro? And see, I wanted to bring this up and highlight this because I think in history right now, it's a very important moment to just show, because a lot of people like to say black dads aren't there, this, that, and the third. No, you're an example of someone who had a black dad in his life and you have a great relationship with him. I think it's just a beautiful thing to see.
Hell yeah, bro. And I'm beyond grateful for my dad, man. And it's really crazy because, as I grow up and I do my own thing and, I take pictures on film and this and that. And, I look at my dad's photos, back in the day, they using film.
Yeah.
And he doing certain poses that I'm doing. He's sitting by the car, he fly. And I'm just like, dang, like,
I see where I get it from. Yeah.
I see where I get it from, and it's like the more older I get, I just start to just realize like how much, like you can't avoid that connection, bro. You can't.
So now,
like I am him. I'm literally you in another form. So it's just kind of like, I can't run away from it. I can only embrace it. You feel me?
Facts. And that's beautiful. So now I gotta ask you, get into the album. This is something I noticed. You are a Days Before Rodeo fan, and you're a T.I. Grand Hustle fan. Am I lying?
Yo!
Am I lying? Tell me if I'm lying.
Hey, the T.I. shit, bro. Hey, that's crazy.
You hear it Until I Die. You hear it in the beginning, because I just hear the influence.
Yeah, so on some
I listen to a lot of rap, Josh. I gotta do my job.
That's crazy.
I'm just seeing it.
That's crazy.
Okay, let me tell you. I think it's Days Before the Rodeo. I think it's the it makes me tell me pop off and it's shop off. Fuck, is it Frat House? That song reminds me, and then a lot of About the Money, T.I.'s flow and About the Money. Both of those really, I heard, facts.
That's crazy. I've never heard the T.I. one before. That's crazy. But nah, so
is that real though? Is the influence there though from both of them?
No, it's there. So, and I'm gonna break it down for you. So Go ahead. But Days Before Rodeo, I am a Travis fan, he's one of my influences, outside of many others. But yeah, like I feel like that project and that sound, like it's like it was a time period in the wave, you know what I'm saying? But nobody really
picked it up. It just
took the baton and ran.
To me, Days Before the Rodeo was his best album.
Exactly. So it's just like you just hear it. It's raw. It's everything. And I just kind of wanted to, in a way, capture that, but in my own form. You know what I'm saying?
And you did.
And that's why I just gave you like a little taste, because that's actually a full song. But I was like, I can't do that. It's just the demo. We giving y'all a taste. You feel me?
And I think the way you said you mold things to get your own gumbo, even though I'm saying that, there's a million flows in this project. That's just one that I picked up on, because literally you do that and then you're like, nah, I'm not gonna just keep that going. Then you speed it up,
it again.
And then you slow it. Yeah, you switched it like 4 times in that track in the first 2 specifically.
Yeah, and then so right, exactly. I just want to keep you on your toes. The demo was just all about, of course it's something that you listen to, but I want it to be more something that you experience. You know what I'm saying? So when you put them headphones on, you done messed up. You in my world now. You ain't gonna take them off till it's over. You know what I'm saying? Because you on a roller coaster now. And as well as the T.I., T.I. is a big influence as well. That I honestly, like, I don't be giving them enough credit. You know what I'm saying? Because my brother, he put me on a lot of music. T.I., Ludacris, and all
I hear Grand Hustle. If you told me Young Dro, I wouldn't doubt it. Like,
yeah. So it's just like, it's crazy that you say that, because he is one of my influences. My mom even liked T.I. I picked up just certain performance, like how I perform sometimes. Like, my mom always said, like, when BET Awards was popping,
Yeah, facts.
It was like one time I remember
Sundays with your parents watching that shit. Yeah, BET Awards. Like, I did the same thing.
One time T.I. was performing. I didn't mean to cut you off, my bad.
Oh no, you good. I just said I did the same thing. That's it.
Oh yeah. So yeah, T.I. was performing one time, and the crowd was literally sitting down just watching him, and he jumping around and he doing all this, and you know, but my mom was like, you see how regardless he's still putting on the show. At the end of the day, you don't know who watching, regardless who understands, regardless of the reaction, regardless of whatever, you're gonna put it all out there, and I guarantee they're gonna respect and they're gonna love it. And it was like at the end of the performance, guess what everybody did? Stood up to their feet and got to clapping. So for me, it's like I try to just, you know, I take influence from everywhere, like I said, and from the music even down to, you know, just like the performing, how I carry myself, and just different things. And that's like T.I. is one of those guys that, like, you know, he did inspire me in a way that I sometimes look over, and like he did, you know, grand hustle, homie.
Hey,
You feel me?
look, I just had to ask. That's something I noticed just on my Nardwar shit. Just had to see. Just had to ask.
That's crazy that you said that though, bro. Yeah.
No, for sure. So now let's get into, because I want to ask you, like I said, the first 2 tracks you bar them up, and then it's okay, now we're going on the ride. Mm-hmm. How important was it to show the side of you of, hey, I can sing, I can take these melodies and turn these into experiences and events? Because I'm glad you said it's about, I want you to vibe. I feel like you did the Tupac and Drake thing. I always classify Tupac and Drake and Biggie and Kendrick in 2 separate ways. Biggie and Kendrick are giving you the lyrical storytelling. And not to say that you weren't giving them lyrics, because you were, but Drake and Tupac, they give you lyrics, but it's about how they make you feel. And I think Demo was about you trying to convey a feeling. Yeah. So how did you feel about tapping into the melodies to give that feeling? Yeah.
So, good question. But like, I guess just to fully answer that, it was just more so, you know, I was tired of being boxed in, man. You know, I tired of being boxed in, you know.
Because you bored him to death last project. I'm not gonna
exactly.
You showed you could rap.
Exactly. And it was like, you know, at a point in time, I really was just so focused on, you know, I got to show them I can rap. I got to show them that I'm not playing. And it's just like, you know, I'm at the point now where it's like, I know I can rap. Everybody can rap, whatever. But not everybody can make songs that you can play back and back and back and back and still capture that same feeling and that same vibe. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it was like, that was my first time using auto-tune and everything. But it's like, you know, I love a challenge. And also I just like, you know, like I said, every day I'm consistently pushing myself and trying to grow. So, you know, for me, it was like, one, I was tired of, you know, producers sending me these little piano beats and violin. And I'm like, hey, bro, I could get up there too now, you know? And then 2, you know, there was a lot of times where, you know, like I said, we would be in the car, we vibing, we bumping, we listening to Gunna, we vibing, whatever. I'm just naming artists.
Yeah.
And, we cut mine on, and now it's rappity rap. And it's like the vibe was changing in the car.
I see why you said that. Okay. Yeah.
I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So when we let this vibe, you know what I'm saying? When you cut mine on, hey, yeah, turn it up. You know, turn it up. Yeah.
I did that 3 times, literally. Like I told you, I listened before we I listened when you sent it to me, and then I listened again throughout the time, but I listened again today. And I was listening to some singy stuff before, and then I turned yours on. So like you said, it hit. And one of the songs to me that hits extremely hard. Not saying that all of them don't, because all of them are great. I like this album front to back.
Your face.
But one that stands out, Expensive Taste, bro. You was in your bag for that one, nigga. Yeah. You was in your bag. Yeah. Talk to me about that, and talk to me about the feature, because the feature fucking killed it.
Yo. Shout out my homie Dave State of Mind, bro. That's my brother right there. You know, that's my dog for real.
Y'all's voices really meshed well. And to say that was your first time doing auto-tune, it's like the way you complimented him and he complimented you, it was perfect.
So going on Expensive Taste, man, with that one, it was more so just like so the funny story behind it, I really made that song just with the intention of just posting something on Instagram for content, you know, just so I really just had that verse, that high price fashion, but you on the low end. I don't see, don't be some don't win. You know what I'm saying? I had just the flow and the vibe, and it was like, you know, we shot a little fake little video to it, and I uploaded it with the hook at the end. And my homie Dave just kept being like, yo, bro, hey, that shit crazy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, send me the song, send me the song. I'm like, hey, bro, it's really just that. That's all I got. Like, I didn't really have no intention of making it a full song. He like, no, bro, make that shit a song, bro. Make that shit a song. And like, you know, I keep brushing it off like, hey, just go play the video, go watch it again, you know, whatever. And I just remember he called me like, bro, it's like, like maybe like 2 a.m, like randomly, like just well not randomly, because me and my dog we be talking, but
Nah,
like
but I get what you mean.
yeah,
Like
he
niggas
just hit me up
two in
and
the
he was like,
morning.
bro,
Like
I'm gonna keep it real, bro. You need to do something with that track, bro. And I'm
mm-hmm.
just like, bro, if you, bro, you know, hop on it. If I do, hop on it right now. I sent it to him, and literally next day, boom, I look at my phone. I'm listening, and oh yeah, all right, we out of here. So I
You gotta
just,
turn it. Yeah, I gotta step up
exactly,
now.
not
Yeah.
exactly. So I threw that hook on there, threw another bridge, and then the rest was history, man. So it's just kind of like just trusting, another perspective outside of my own, you know what I'm saying? And realizing that,
And
bro,
that
this
takes
music
guts.
is bigger than you.
That shows how much of a cause see when you're in a position like me or like you believe in yourself to a fault. To you gonna ride with your vision no matter what. But
Regardless.
what makes a person go from good to great is when you can take in that other's opinion when hey, maybe I was wrong and listen to that, but you gotta have the right people around you to value, and that shows you do.
Yeah.
No,
So
100%. Love
that
that.
was like a good example of that, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, that was something different for me too. I like you said, bro. Hey, I know best. You can't tell me how to do my stuff. But at the same time, it's like, yo, you gotta remove yourself from things sometimes, because this is music. This is something that I want more than just myself to resonate with. This is more than I just want more than myself to listen to. So if I'm getting people telling me like, yo, this thing crazy, bro, it's crazy. It's like, all right, bro, it must be crazy. Like, I got you, bro.
Yeah, let's check it out. Let's see what's up.
Let's see what we could do. There's no such thing as a bad idea, just not the right time. So it's just like,
ooh, I like that. I like that.
So that's just kind of how I took it. And it was right time, good idea. And you know what I'm saying? Got you bumping it.
Are you getting into low ride culture? Are you about to get into candy paint with wood grain? I could tell that's something. When you dedicate a whole song to something, I could tell that's something you want to get into.
Yeah, so kind of like
because you was with the fashion on the last one, and as you know, you drip one of the drippiest niggas I know, and you into that fashion shit heavy. And I know you talked about it on the album, so when I hear you talking about wood grain, I'm like, okay, Josh about to get in the cars.
Yeah, hell yeah. So of course, that's an expensive hobby. So we gonna when the budget comes,
for sure.
But until then, we just fantasizing and painting the visual. But
talk to me about the video, because I know that's coming.
Yeah, so with Expensive Taste.
Don't you have a wood grain video?
Oh yeah, so the wood grain video that's out now.
Yeah, that's out. Yeah, okay.
We just hit 200K on you. Well, 215K.
Fuck yeah,
it's still going up on YouTube. 300, 400 on Spotify. It's doing. This is my biggest song. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah.
But when it come to wood grain, I actually made that song in New York. Surprisingly, but like
I would have guessed you made that in Texas.
Exactly. So boom. So, like I've been saying, my dad, he's in Texas, and that's where he at. So and my homie Dave, he in Texas too. So, I'm always out there. I'm always catching that Houston vibe. I'm always seeing the swangers with the forks and all that stuff like that. And also just kind of like reflecting on when I was like younger, my uncles, like a few of my uncles, like my Uncle Shane and all them on my mom's side, they used to always have like older cars. And to me, I was like, why y'all don't ever get a new car? Why y'all putting these big ass rims on these? Like as a little kid, like why y'all putting big rims on these little cars?
Not even knowing
like,
the game.
Neff, you don't know what you're talking about, Neff. You don't know what you're talking about, Neff. And like as I get older, I'm seeing my uncle they outside just cleaning up the whip. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at some of the scenes in wood grain, I'm cleaning the hood like my uncles would. just mimicking it. And
I know they appreciate that.
Hell yeah! So when I posted that, they was like, "Hey, Neff, that's fire."
Yeah, I know they appreciate that, because for you to take something from that's so close to y'all and y'all both know it, I bet when they heard the song, it's like, I remember growing up and us talking about this.
Exactly. So it's kind of dope. And just kind of, in a sense, I was in New York, I was with my homie Wakai, we was working, doing our thing. We was in the studio.
Man, tell Wakai when he dropping and coming on the pod, man.
Hey, I got you, bro. I got you. I was just with him earlier today. I got you, bro. I'm gonna make that happen for sure. But it was just like, we was out there in the studio and stuff, and it was maybe like midnight, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 1:00. And but we had like a crazy session, maybe like a 12-hour session. So it was just kind of like from like 3 to 3, you know what I'm saying? So it was one of those sessions. It was like it was getting late. Everybody like, all right, bro, we finna it's time to go, bro. We done did what we need to do. And like, but me, I'm in New York, so I'm on that vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna just stay. Y'all go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just
let me see what I could do.
we got free time. Like shit, why not?
Use it, yeah.
End up cranking out a few songs. I actually made 3, going on the 4th track, and Wood Grain was one of those songs. And so I end up, that night, I'm bumping, I'm vibing, so I know it's a good track. But I made other songs, you know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. So, the next day, everybody wake up, we all on the porch, eating our little breakfast, whatever, chilling. And I start playing the tracks for them. And like, I played one of them, like, hey, bro, listen to this one, and like I'm on the lyrical miracle spitting, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they like, oh, it's nice, it's cool. I play another one, it's more of a vibe, but it's, I'm like, hey, bro, hold on, I'm gonna play it back. I don't think you listening. And then I end up playing that 3rd track, which was
the Wood Grain. Yeah.
And they like, no.
Just the one.
Run that back again. And I'm like, no, bro, I don't think you heard the last one. Like, no, listen to the other one. Listen, like, I don't think you hear. I'm putting it to their ear. I'm cutting the speaker on. I'm doing everything I could. You feel me? I'm like, no, bro, I don't think you would listen, bro. But they like, bro,
you hearing me, but you ain't listening.
You ain't listening to me, dog. You know what I'm saying? But they was just like, yo, bro, I like those, but this one got it's
something different. Yeah,
it's different. And so, I kept it in mind, but I was just kind of like, we gonna see, like, and this was like, before, any of the singles released, any of this. So, I'm still under 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. You feel me? So this way back. And I remember, I got South by and all that stuff coming up. So, okay. So I'm building it up. So I end up, I come back home from New York, play it for a couple friends. But I play the other tracks first.
Yeah, to see if the survive the same.
Yeah, they vibing, Then I cut that Wood Grain on.
Same reaction.
When they make that little face and they doing all that stink, I'm like, shit, all right, cool. So then, all right, cool. Then like I said, I hit on my pop. Hey, I'm finna sing something real quick. Let me know what you think. I sent him Wood Grain first. But then I start sending, and in the middle of me sending him the other songs, he called me like,
stop. Yeah, cut it out.
Yo,
this the one.
hey, whatever you doing, keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and if my pop say that,
it's law.
Right. I'm like, all right, I guess, all right, I got y'all. So I had to, in a sense, that was a lesson that I learned as well. Like, that little bit of a detachment, you know what I'm saying? So I just kind of kept, performing it. I never dropped it or nothing. So I just I kept letting it build.
Yeah, to see how it feels.
I did a couple fashion. I walked in a fashion show. They ended up letting me perform. Wood Grain was one of the tracks that I did. By the time I finished performing the track, the crowd singing it with me. I'm like, oh, okay.
I got one. Yep.
Okay, I think I got one. I do another show. I wrap it up at the end. I need y'all to say it. Wood Grain in the whip, whatever. By the time the end of the song, they hollering it louder than me. So I'm like, okay, bro. I'm fully convinced now. I think we got it. it. I go to South by Southwest. And when I tell you, like, I'm performing and it's like, y'all singing the words with me and this shit not even out yet. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, what's going on?
This bitch is right tough, now? Yeah.
It's tough. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, we got one. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. You love it. And that's organic, man. That's organic. Yeah. Like, and it's funny, we talked about Drake, Kendrick. That reminds me of when Drake and Kendrick would test songs in the Thank Me Later eras, in the high power eras. Like, I remember Kendrick at the Take Care show played Swimming Pools, I'm Dying of Thirst before it even came out. Like,
damn, that's crazy.
This is Take Care Club Paradise. He's opening up for Drake with ASAP. Niggas are booing him. Niggas like, what's this Kendrick shit? I'm like, y'all don't know Kendrick? This is the blog era. Yeah, exactly. And the niggas like, all right, I want to play something for y'all. It's not out yet. Swimming Pools. And I was like, but at that moment, like you said, niggas wasn't reacting to the other shit. But that one,
there was like
crowd. Yep.
Yo,
exactly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So for that to happen, that's beautiful. And that just shows you on the right path. So
yeah, the vibe don't lie.
Talk to me about going from Expensive Taste to Situation. Because when, I'm like, Expensive Taste a vibe. I'm like, oh, wait, this nigga come back to back with Situation. Oh, shit, nigga. Damn.
Hey, yeah, that Situation crazy. Yeah. So that was the track, my first time using auto-tune and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And I made that up in here. You know what I'm saying? And believe it or not, bro, that song was made 2020. You know what I'm saying? I made that 2020.
Damn.
So that's one of my older tracks. When I made it, I only had the first verse and the hooks. So I
Okay.
end up, I was at my homie crib. I was at Rondé crib at first when I made the hook. And that's why if you hear at the beginning, like not the skit part, but like when it's like, oh shit, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my homie in the background. He was like, because I'm playing with the auto tune, he like, oh shit, this shit sound hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he like, oh, so this auto tune kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying? So, so I'm playing with it on my little T-Pain vibe, just catching the vibe. And then once I catch that money on my mind, let's get innovative. Be like, oh, hold on, we got it. Come on, we
Yeah,
got something. We got
run it.
something. And we just kept building it, and we had that verse and that hook on them. And I just kept playing it back. I kept playing it back, but it felt like it was missing something. It was like it felt very surface level.
Mm-hmm.
And
so how you take it to that next level?
I was
when
okay,
you realize that, what do you do? Yeah.
Yeah, how can we take this to that next level? And like I said, 2019 was a tough time in my life, and 2020 it's fresh. It's still fresh to me. So I just really just went deep on it, and I kind of did like a hey y'all, like Andre 3000 did. You know what I'm saying? Like, the hey y'all is not a happy song.
And honestly, now that you say that, you did distract us, because like that second verse is powerful.
I'm talking about
very personal.
About, the whole situation, literally, no pun intended. So it's just like I wanted
and see, it's funny you say that, because now that you say that, I was gonna say that SF Mona was the personal one, but when you go from that second verse into SF Mona, it's like, that's the whole getting caboodle.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just like, and I just kind of wanted to just like, just slide it in there without, like I said, changing up the vibe in the car. You know what I'm saying?
SF
so
Moma,
like,
excuse me, Moma, not Mona.
Yeah,
Moma.
you good. You all good, man. Yeah. So SF Moma. Yeah.
Yep.
But like I was saying, I wanted to still slide that substance in without, changing the vibe in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I want this to be an experience that, I take you on that ride with me. And I was doing a lot of driving at the time and just going back and forth and stuff. And I was getting a lot of car crashes, just different things like that. That was honestly wasn't even my fault. I was getting hit, T-boned, all kind of shit. And that's how I lost my mom and my brother, through a car crash. And so it was really just weighing on me, like, what does this mean? Like, why am I getting in these crashes? Like, what's going on? Whatever. So I'm having this whole epiphany and everything. And so if you even sidebar, but like when I posted the cover art, if you swipe over, you see a car that's totaled. That's one of the whips that I got that I was in the wreck with.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of the car crashes I was in. But yeah, so I wanted to, like, you know what I'm saying? I had that hey y'all Andre 3000 in mind, still want to give y'all some substance to it. Like, if you just listen to it on the surface level, we in the car riding, we talking, smoking, chilling, whatever the case is.
I didn't I didn't realize till you just said it, and I'm thinking it's like, because like I really was gonna ask you next about SF Moma. I thought that was the one, but it's the transition into it from situation second verse. So yeah, you might as well carry us in the SF Moma, because I think that with the second verse of situation is your most personal songs of the album.
Right, exactly.
Before you take us back on the roller coaster, it's like, all right, we build, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to keep that, that vibe going. So because I knew that, SF Moma was one of the more, more album cut, deep cut tracks. So I wanted to, before we bring you here, let's keep that vibe, let's bring that vibe up. So when I hit you with it, it hit, you know what I'm saying? So I just, like, with situation was really just the main goal with that was to if you listen to it on a surface level, it's a vibe. We turned up. But if you kind of be like, hold on, what he's saying? Oh shit. Damn.
He was going through some shit. Yeah.
This shit real. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of wanted it to be that duality. Like, I like artists like Wayne and stuff to where you listen to a track and then years later you hear it again, you're like, yo, that's what he meant by that, you know? So I kind of wanted that song to be one of those for me. You feel me?
And I look, you accomplished it for sure. And see, I like that you combine that with SF. And then, but boy, that interlude. Ooh, that's my shit. It's between that and Expensive Taste. Like, you got on your singing. I was like, all right. I was like, cause see, before it's like you doing your T-Pain, you're doing your Wayne stuff, matching the melody. Right there, that was that T-Pain And really, that's that Drake change up the melody and really get your singing shit. Talk to me about that one.
808 Heartbreaks and
hey, that girl broke your heart, huh?
You said what?
That girl broke your heart, huh?
Boy, what? That's like SF Moma, man. So I'll hit both of the tracks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like with SF Moma, bro. You know, that was really just a moment in time in my life where, you know, I was just experiencing, you know, like love, you know what I'm saying, with like a girl from a whole different background and upbringing than I was, you know what I'm saying? She's from all the way in Oakland, California. I'm from Baton Rouge,
SF,
you know
okay.
SF Moma, you know what I'm saying? So that song was basically kind of just breaking down, you know, the times that, you know, I went out to Oakland with her. We went to San Francisco. We went to all these different places that I've never been before. I'm seeing mountains and going to the museums, and we ain't got none of that in BR.
Yeah, experiencing life, nigga. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just really just seeing things from another perspective, you know, like what's normal to me is abnormal to her. I walk in the house, you know, take my keys out, put my gun on the table, whatever, this and the third. Whoa, you know, she's shocked by that. But that's down here, that's normal, you know?
Yeah, facts.
So it's like we covered two different worlds, but for some reason it was still harmony. You know what I'm saying? So it was very like, you know, a very beautiful and learning experience. But at the same time, you know, like I was still on my young bull stuff, and, you know, still trying to have the best of both worlds and do what I wanted to do.
And
so
you
know,
lose it.
End up getting caught up, and you know how things go. And, you know, I've learned my
when you're young,
and I've grown from it. You know what I'm saying? But
that's the important thing.
It's like basically kind of breaking down, you know, one of the conversations we had, you know, just as far as from both of our perspectives. You know, her telling me like, bro, it's so messed up. Like, you know, all the things I've done for you, I've been there for you, and you repay me like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like one of those, you know, those moments where I had to really sit down with myself and just kind of reflect and just
almost dish your apology, almost
bleed it on the track. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of really what that was, and it kind of fades into, you know, the interlude where I'm talking about, you know, the memories just fade away. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, when I heard that, I was like, memories fade away like the ash. I was like, oh,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like it.
Exactly. And I had, you know, shout out to Armstead for that one. Me and him made that. We produced it together.
Damn, now that you say that nigga is a genius. Hey, Michael, man, come back on the pod, man. Stop. Yes. It's been 2 years. It's time to talk about what you've been doing.
Yeah. Hey, I believe something crazy. He got some crazy shit. I can't even hold him. He got the
fact that y'all worked on, the fact that that's the one he worked on. It makes sense now.
It connect. You know what I'm saying? And I came to him with the vision, just, you know, like, you know, the days before rodeo and this and that, but, you know, Ye's a big influence as well. You know, that Twisted Dark Fantasy, you know, I remember
that 808,
where it was like at the end, it was like just a minute of him just like humming with the distortion on. And like I dead ass, like, bro, when that shit came out, I was maybe like, I don't know, like 10. I don't know, I was young as hell.
Yeah.
But it's like I just remember like listening to it and I damn near like cried for some reason. Like I just felt it. Like, I'm not going through nothing. I'm 10 years old. I'm not going through no real life shit. But just the fact that it was still able to strike that emotion and that feeling.
That's what you was going to make somebody feel. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what this whole overall project was, to make you feel me, you know. But same time, I just wanted, when you hear that interlude, it's just like, it damn near make you feel like you floating, like you finna fly away and just like you fading away, just like the memories are, you know. So it just was like, you know, just playing with being more experimental.
In the fact that you make us feel so much, you go from highs to low, and then you go from highs to highs to highs, and in situation in SF, you're hitting your lowest of lows, and it's like, okay, we're going to float away. And then for your ass to hit us with fade away, and then end up calling yourself Tom Brady, I see you. I see you.
Yeah.
You saying you the GOAT. Talk to me. Talk to me about it. I know what that means.
Facts. You know what I'm saying?
And then I think he hitting the fadeaway like Kobe or MJ. I think it was a dual meaning.
And if you peep, let me make sure that I'm not capped. Let me make sure. So the initial goal was to put fadeaway as track 8. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it ended up, you know, I had to put that in.
It works better right before Brady because it's like the two go.
It flows.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, so it flowed, but I had to make that right decision. But with fadeaway, bro, that was actually, I made that in Houston, you know. And funny story behind that one was like, so I was with a few friends that live in Texas, and we were just calling around joking, this, that, and the third, and they started talking about a strip club. And it was just like this, and the third. And I was like, bro, I've never been to a strip club before. Like I've never
Gotta
been.
go experience
and,
it.
and they was like, you ain't never been? Man,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So bro, my homies literally give me like, of course, you know, I got my own bread and shit, but they like, nah, bro, they throw a couple hundred on top. Hey, I want you to throw it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, all right. So, you know, I'm in there. And that's why if you peep one of the lines, changing vibes up in Onyx, none of them was my taste. She not a keeper, so I still wait. It was just like, I was in a strip club, and, you know, me personally, I got to have some type of, you know, emotional attachment to a girl for me to be, you know, all this, you know, but, you know, I did the experience and I experienced it, but, it was just different. Sometimes there was certain girls that would be around. I was kind of like, this ain't really in my vibe. Like we could get some new vibes or something, you know? So it was kind of just like, you know, really after I left the strip club and this, then the third, I went to the studio and I just laid that down and I just was kind of just punching in and just kind of having fun with it, you know.
And that's what it's supposed to be. Every man got to experience a strip club at least one time.
So that's really the funny like story behind that one, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Vibe Strip Club, you know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't have that song without Vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I fuck
you know
with that.
Saying?
And then close us off with Brady. You finish with Tom Brady, man.
So Tom Brady, like,
is that you calling your shot, saying I'm gonna be the best of all time?
Subliminally, you know what I'm saying? So really, like, I actually so I recorded on this mic, like a regular mic.
Okay.
And instead of, I got a whole performance mic and
steady,
everything.
yeah. You see it in the background.
Around with this one, and I end up just, you know, just recording and just punching in and playing around with my vocals, and, you know, you know, just playing around with the tones and shit. And I just was kind of like, you know, like learning from SF Moment, all these other things, like, you know, pass on the hoe for my lady, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, you know, so I kind of just was just popping my shit, you know, just talking my shit. And in a way, it's just like, if you listen to Tom Brady, especially towards the end, just the whole track in general, it sounds like champion music.
It does.
It sounds like you walking away from a war or something. Like
no, and that's why I say I feel like it's you calling your shot, because it's like after this powerful album, it's like the trumpets are blaring. It's like the end of Star Wars, the first, the I guess number 4, when they destroy the Death Star and they got the big party at the end. That's what it's like. We done went through this battle. I showed y'all I got it. I done showed y'all I'm him. I done gave you a piece of me. Now watch me be great.
Exactly. Basically, that was kind of just like, that track was just like that one to where it's like, after I done did all this kind of just like, all right, bro, if you're hating at this point, like, you got some niggas say you just hating now. It's like, bro, I done did every vibe. Whatever your favorite artist is, I done did it better than him on this. You know what I'm saying? So just like, that song was really just, you know, just kind of how I felt just in general, just like, hey, bro, this was, like I said, a weight was relieved off my shoulders, and like, I'm walking from the war. I'm the last Spartan standing. You know what I'm saying? So I just I felt like, you know, Tom Brady. I felt like Achilles. I felt like, you know, Mike Tyson. I felt like the greats, LaDainian, like whoever. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like, you know, like Kobe. I felt
like
just
him.
Motivated, you know what I'm saying? And like that track was really just I felt like was really just one of those ones to just kind of like just stamp it all, like just like that last just haymaker, like
to make the closer,
and
make sure the knockout feel. Hell yeah. I look, Josh, man, I love having you on the pod. Every album we're gonna have you on to do one of these. You know, you have a spot here anytime you drop something. Tell the people where they can find the album at. Tell them where they can get Wood Grain, the video, all that good stuff.
All right, so, you know, you can find me on all platforms, anywhere you can stream music, anywhere, Amazon, Spotify, anything, at JoshSimmons, no space in between. As far as, you know, my visuals and everything like that, Wood Grain, Situation, SF MoMA, and we're gonna drop the Hypnotize and everything else. You know what I'm saying? List goes on. Find me on YouTube at JoshSimmons, no space. And as well as with the project with Demo, same thing. You can find it any platform, JoshSimmons, no space. Social media, JoshSimmons, no space. So it's all, I try to keep it all, I keep it easy and consistent for y'all.
For sure.
You just type in JoshSimmons, you're going to find me.
We're going to put the links to all of that in the description of the YouTube and the Spotify, wherever you're listening to this or watching it. Thank you so much, my brother, for coming on. As always.
Thank you for having me, man.
Oh, you already know the vibes, man. This is JoshSimmons. Let's finish up the pod right now.